Well, over half of South African CEOs are confident about their country's growth prospects for the next 3 years. That's according to KPMG's latest 2017 CEO Outlook. The annual report evaluates 50 leading CEOs of the country's largest and most complex businesses. And joining us for highlights on this is Executive Director and Head of Advisory for KPMG, Makgotso Letsitsi. Thank you so much, Makgotso, for your time today. That is good news and surprising, given the negativity we've seen. That's very interesting. What did you ask them to get that sort of a response?
We usually ask them to give us an outlook of what they see their companies, particularly in the sectors in which they operate, and what are the challenges that they foresee in their respective industries, and how are they responding, obviously, to those challenges.
All right. So they're seeing growth.
They are seeing growth, albeit moderate.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So let's look then at the overall picture. It looks like not just here, but globally, politics has become a big issue and something that that CEOs are worried about.
Yes, definitely at a national level, the companies are worried about the impact of politics on business, but even more so the geopolitical interference or influence on the business. You know, what's happening elsewhere in the world and what does it impact on your business wherever you are in the world.
And how are they dealing with that particular risk?
It's a difficult one, really, Siki, but it is becoming the new norm. I think the CEOs are recognizing the fact that we are operating in a period of political uncertainty, geopolitical uncertainty in terms of what's happening globally, and how they're dealing with it. It's really about embracing that new norm, making sure that the way that you plan, you know, the business planning, there's the whole emphasis now on scenario planning, that you need to incorporate that in your medium to longer term planning. And you need to be able to plan for the uncertainty and variables, really, in terms of what can likely happen.
Are they recruiting people who are specifically able to do that?
We're finding, yes, they are actually expanding their management teams to incorporate that skill set into their organizations. They are consulting with their geopolitical strategists. As a matter of fact, KPMG is also looking at bringing some of those geopolitical strategies. We are hosting them on Thursday together with some of the business leaders to really just try and unpack and frame what the geopolitical influences are, and particularly with, you know, the Brexit, the US politics, and what does it mean from an South Africa context.
Technological disruption has been a big theme over the past few years. Did that remain a theme in this one?
It did, pretty much so, together with the geopolitical risks, obviously. Yes, and technological disruption, it's taken a slightly different angle, if I may say so, whereas in our last survey, most CEOs were probably seeing it as a threat. But now what is more surprising is that probably they have now woken up to the fact that, you know, you either get disrupted or you become the disruptor. The disruptor, yes. And they're actually seeing it more as an opportunity now for growth and embracing it again and making sure that their strategies are really aligned and geared towards, you know, how do you incorporate technology, the technological advances into your strategy, and how do you put that as part of your growth plan? And talent attraction and retention, how are they doing that? That's always a challenge, particularly in our continent. We know that we are always challenged for talent in certain industries, in certain, obviously, disciplines. And how they're dealing with it, it's really about making sure that, firstly, you're able to attract. So the way that you position yourself in the market space, you need to position yourself as the employer of choice, that you can attract the right skills, but also developing your own talent. Very important, that, and retaining that talent. It's about coming up with strategies, mechanisms of how you can actually grow your own timber, if I may use the term, and making sure that you can retain it. And maybe giving them space to come up with ideas and be the disruptors. And be the disruptors, and creating new spaces of work, new ways of working, because what you are faced with now, it's with the millennials particularly, that they are looking for really, you know, unconventional ways of working. So you need to be able to allow that and give them space to do that.